It was a big night in Boyup Brook last night with the WA Country Music Awards. Who took out the honours? And how's the flood levy holding up? We're going to cross to Boyup Brook next and find out. And to put us in the mood, here's the Dixie Chicks with I Can Love You Better. That's the Dixie Chicks and I Can Love You Better. The time is 21 minutes away from 9 o'clock. Boyup Brook is the heart of country music in WA, and this year the town celebrates 32 years of the Country Music Festival. So let's find out how it's going with Ben Sorensen. Good morning to you, Ben.
G'day, g'day. I probably sound a little bit husky, but that's only because I had such a great time last night at the West Australian Country Music Awards.
It is so good of you to join us so early because I know you've had a late night. So take us through last night.
Okay, so first I had a shower and I put on a clean shirt. It was great, and then I had a cup of coffee. But then the exciting stuff really happened.
Wait, Ben, was it a country and western shirt?
Do you know what?
I don't want to put you on the spot here, but...
No.
You've opened yourself wide there.
My shirts are a thing. So all of my shirts are handmade by an Australian designer that manufactures in Australia, which is why I like to wear them, called Jimmy Stewart. So they're all really, really loud and match my personality super well. So if you get on social media, there should be some pictures of these shirts if you go to the Boyup Brook Country Music Facebook page. But, always don a really, really good-looking shirt. And, in fact, last night at the awards, it wasn't so much a shirt, but it was more a jacket that was louder than anything you've ever heard.
Oh, my gosh. Now, take us through some of the awards because it's a big night in the country music calendar. Yeah,
absolutely. So we had, just quickly, the Songwriter of the Year was Karen Page for her Keep On is what she won it for. The West Australian Country Music Emerging Artist of the Year finalist was Emily Joy. She's actually a really cool YouTuber as well, but she's just got a great knack for country music. The Single of the Year finalist was Charmaine Kendrick for Kill Him, which I believe is a metaphor. She didn't actually kill anyone. Independent EP of the Year went to Johnny Taylor for I Believe in You. Kate Linke. Now, Kate is such a cool chick. She won the Independent Album of the Year for the album The Girl I Am, and her and her parents are all on a cattle station. And the weekends are the busiest times for them because they're getting new cattle in and out. So there's heaps of stuff happening. So they moved literally heaven and earth and thousands of head of cattle just so that they could be here for the awards. And it was so great to see Kate do such a great job on stage, and also knowing that her parents were in the audience. They worked so hard to be there, so it was totally worth it and very exciting. The video clip of the year went to Charmaine Kendrick for Kill Him. That's how we know she didn't actually kill anyone, because it's not in the video clip, and it's perfect. The female artist of the year went to a very excited Karen Page. Male artist of the year, which I absolutely love this guy, Terry Bennett. And he was a bit chuffed because, in his words, an old bloke won it and there's still room for them in country. So he's such a great storyteller, and I've spent a little bit of time with him this festival, and it's just been brilliant. He's such a top bloke and a really good human. The final award, the Group of the Year, went to Jason and the Sterling Rangers, and I tell you what a great bunch of people. It makes you want to, come to Western Australia, live in Western Australia, and make sure that there's the Boyup Brook Country Music Festival every week. That'd be a great way to spend your weekend.
The emergency services have been advising people to avoid any water-based activities in and along the Blackwood River because of the flooding. How's the flood levy holding up there in Boyup Brook?
We have a wall, and it is 6 metres at the bottom and 3 metres at the top, and it is giant. And it's been put together by love, sweat, and a community that understands the area and how the floodwaters flow. Now, I'm staying in a little B&B in Boyup, and we were talking about the floodwaters, and this really says so much about community that, Betty and John, the guys that I'm staying with, pulled out their family photo album and said, oh, yes, here's the last time it flooded it back in 1982, and this is what it looked like. The floodwaters are quite high, or were quite high. They got in really, really early to build a giant wall, and it's held, and it's been absolutely brilliant. The water has been dropping, although what we have done is we've moved all of our festivities from Music Park to the hockey field, which is kind of super close but a little bit higher up. And we've had 2 shows there over the last 2 nights, and it's been absolutely great. The only change I think that the audience would notice is it's a bit more of an intimate feel, I think, on the hockey field. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's a really great thing. So definitely, even though there's been flooding, Boyup Brook is still A-OK. Floodwaters have gone down a fair bit. And we are still powering on with great country music, great memories and great friends.
We're speaking with Ben Sorensen at the Boyup Brook Country Music Festival. Ben, what have been the highlights for you so far?
Well, you know what? Again, if you look at my Instagram page, the highlight so far, which I think says so much about the country lifestyle and the community out here, was a tomato. So when I rolled into town, I went to a little treehouse cafe, and they had a giant slab of tomato on the plate. Now, I spent a lot of time in Melbourne, and you don't get tomatoes like that in Melbourne. And I found out that it was grown in Boyup Brook by a local for the local cafe to show off local produce in Boyup during the festival to all these travellers. And that just symbolises the heart and soul of Boyup Brook and how much I love this place, and really nice tomatoes too. And for those of you playing at home, it was an heirloom ox heart tomato. It was like a little bit of steak.
I totally get where you're coming from with that tomato, Ben, because last year I turned 50th, so for my birthday we went to Europe. I was in France, which I've wanted to go to since I was at high school. People will say, what was the highlight of the trip? Yes, I saw the Eiffel Tower and all the other things in Paris, but I'd have to say it was the tomatoes. And I came home so obsessed that I've actually planted tomatoes, and I'm growing tomatoes now.
Good.
It's been about a $500 exercise once I've built, but I'm going to have the best tomatoes I've ever tasted. Well, that's the cunning plan. And if I don't grow the best tomatoes I've ever tasted, at least I know where I can get them now. Thank you.
Hey, absolutely. And just a hot tip, if you are growing tomatoes, make sure that they're the heirloom varieties, because the flavour is just so amazing, and they're all, as you know, you'd probably remember from your childhood what tomatoes should be, not ones that you could sit under a pile of bricks and they'd still survive.
Well, this is it. See, I was there with my young daughter. She's 21. She said to me, Mum, this is the best tomato I've ever tasted. And I said, this is what tomatoes tasted like when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely right. I've gone to the farmer's market and I've bought the heirlooms so that I've got the right one. But we do digress. Let's talk.
We do.
Let's get back.
I was going to talk about seed saving, but...
Yes, if you've got a gardening question for Ben.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Actually, more like a loud shirt question for you. How's it all looking out there today? You've got a beautiful day forecast. What have you got on the program to look forward to today?
Super excited today. I've had all of my electronic devices on charge so I can share it with everyone when it's happening. We've got the Ute muster that is on today, and we have a street parade before that with all of the fantabulous Utes. And some of them have been popping up through town over the last couple of days, and it's been just brilliant. I reckon we're in for a real treat with that. We've also got a jam-packed program for the main stage tonight, and just great. We've got Lee Kernaghan coming into town. We've got Carter and Carter, Justin Stanley, Karen Page, this guy called Ben Sorensen who's emceeing as well, and also Greg Champion's in town as well, and he is just such a funny bloke. And I saw him on stage last night. He's on stage again today on the main stage. On top of that, we've also got markets through the street. We've got an art exhibition which is running until 4 p.m. today, and just so much fun and festivities. And you know, whether you want to go and see the music or not, you've got to come for the vibe and the atmosphere here at Boyup Brook. There is just so much to see and do, and it's really great to see one of my favourite little country towns just show itself off in such a great way and open its doors and its heart to so many great travellers that come through for just a cracking weekend.
It is an awesome event. I've still got the lime green cowboy hat that I bought from the last time I was there. Is there a sea of cowboy hats again this year?
There is a plethora of cowboy hats and a sea of boots that are scooting up and down the street. It's brilliant. And also, you've got to bring your sunnies too, because there are quite a few rhinestones floating around. You don't want anyone to go blind.
I thought I'd play a Lee Kernaghan song. I've chosen Hat Town. It's been terrific speaking to you today, Ben. Thanks so much. And have an awesome time today and tonight and again tomorrow at the Boyup Brook Country Music Festival.
Absolutely. If people want to learn more, countrymusicwa.com.au has all the details.
Good on you, Ben. Have a great one.
Thank you. See ya.